It is a little loud out here, but I am sitting outside of Srujana's house. And I've had a pretty interesting, for me, couple of days. Okay, let's get straight to it. So yesterday, day before yesterday, Takeoff died. Today, Srujana's grandmother is unwell. I had that conversation last week about suicide and death. And so that's kind of been the theme of this week. Just remembering how, I feel like I haven't had one of these recordings where I really shared how I felt or what was going on in my mind for a while. My mind space has been really good recently. I've been working on puzzles. I've been intellectually stimulated by working on, my coursework is very stimulating. My podcast is stimulating in a philosophical sense. My friendships are stimulating in understanding understanding what love means with Arden and Myron. My memory is being tested. I started learning the vocab. I've been slipping on that, but I will do that today. Artistically, I'm being challenged by poetry, by the improv. I'm going to do ecstatic dance at some points back again, open mic, whatever. I just feel very stimulated mentally. That's nice. Physically, doing better. Back still hurts. I played basketball. It was doing good. I played basketball a couple days ago and worked out, and that messed it up again. So I'm feeling back at, I can say maybe if the pain, I would say I'm back to like a 50%, when I was feeling like 80 2 days ago. That's okay. And yeah, I mean, I'm in a good place in my life right now, and things are good. That being said, I mean, there is no that being said. That's facts. That's a blessing. Things can always be better, but they're great. I wanted to say these words out loud because I want to make. Okay, so I set a boundary. I set the boundary with A, and I told her that friendship was making me feel certain types of ways. And for me, I would like to go back to the friendship that we had last year, which is not talking that often, not putting myself in vulnerable spaces where I'm sharing these things that I just don't open up like that. I'm sharing everything on this, but these are just words. I'm not opening up physically. I'm not opening up, parts of me that I have hid. I'm sharing what I feel comfortable sharing. I don't care if the world knows these. So I put it up on YouTube. But one of the hard things I think I've learned this week with boundaries is that typically when we do things that are healthy for us, eating better, sleeping better, surrounding ourselves with kinder people, it feels good. It's like, oh, I am affirmed by my body because when I do this action, it makes me feel better or good. But with boundaries, it's hard because you may have built up, it's like stopping an addiction, for example. It's like you may have built up this relationship with this thing or person that's so dependent that when it's stopped, even though it is healthy for you in the long run or whatever, it feels as if in the immediate run, it's like I messed up. I didn't do right because I feel worse now than I did. And then you start remembering only the parts that were fulfilled by that individual. And so I think it's really important to reinstate why you set that boundary and what it means for you. So I said this to Deep yesterday, and I feel like I want to say it to be like stamped. This is why I said that. So I didn't ever on the video journal share what happened in New York. I'm just going to do a brief summary of what happened. So the week before, I had told this person, look. And the thing is, this is one thing I've learned that you don't have to philosophize everything to the person you're actually sharing it with. If they're the type, but you should though. I mean, if you're the type of person if the person I'm sharing this with, and I would love to one day meet somebody like this who is down to be like, okay, well, you said you love me, but what does that mean? Right? You said why? I would love that. But I realized that, You don't have to do that in that moment to everyone. You can say, I don't actually understand what I'm saying. I don't know what it means, but I'm just gonna say it. And you can be upfront about it and own up that I don't know what I'm saying. But something in my body is telling me to say I love you. But I have not analyzed it and I have not been able to fully get why. And that's okay. Um, and so, I'm telling her on the phone this day, this is 1 week before I get to New York. I'm like, hey, here's the thing. I feel things for you that I did not know I was capable of feeling. I have felt open and connected with you in a way that I just have not, with many people, people in general. And so I was like, I view that as like. I think I really like it. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what that means. I know nothing, but I wanted to let you know that. So I want to establish that this person understands how I feel towards you. Okay? Because I want to say these things out, and maybe like 5 years from now, I'll be like, I was wrong. Okay? So I say all of this, and whatever. She responds however she responds. She tells me, oh my God, she's really happy that I told her that. She was like, blah, blah, blah. She was like, I don't want to lose you because she's in a place where she can't respond to that. Fine. Thing is, I don't want anything back except a certain sense of respect. Okay. Next week, we get to New York. I get to New York. We do the eye intimacy thing. We do like the eye contact meditation. Like, I am connected with this human being on a different, just to me, on a different spiritual level than I just am with people. The next day we get to the cabin. Okay, great cabin. When I'm at this cabin, this guy comes up and I clearly start flirting with her. And I was like, look, the thing is, if I want to be a friend, if I want to be these things, I can't really be like, oh, well, I don't do this. I feel a type of way. Like, who am I? You can't do that with anyone. I would never, ever tell anyone what they could or couldn't do. And so I was like, all right, I don't really want to see this. I didn't really want to talk to anyone else there. I was like, I'm going to go study. She came, wanted to talk to me a few times when I was studying, and clearly wanted to spend time, I guess, with me. But I just felt bad because I was like, I'm not going to be fun. I feel some type of way. And that guy is just like waiting there for you. And so I don't want to, like, I just want to study. So then she starts flirting with this guy. And I mean, he's been flirting with her the whole time. And so in my head at this point, I'm like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, why does this bother me? I'm trying to really understand why something bothers me. Mylan and I later talked about responsibility, this concept of I am somebody, and he said some other people in his life, we're people where we're like, confidence, responsibility is important to me because I make everything that happens in my life. I choose to feel the way that I choose to feel. So if I felt jealous in that moment, if I felt some type of way, it's because I made myself feel that way. When you communicate that to somebody, it only works if they also reciprocate with like, oh, okay, I'm responsible for everything as well. If one person is like, I'm responsible, but the other person just like, oh yeah, you are responsible for everything, then there becomes this power dynamic where the other person never takes responsibility for their actions. There's just one person going, oh, it was me, it was me. And this exactly happened. I don't know why I brought this up now, but I'll get back to this. So, the reason I said that is because when I was sitting there, I didn't think, oh, this is something that people I want to be around would do. I didn't think that. I was just like, oh, something's wrong with me because this is a sign of my own insecurities because I feel jealous when I see this person I share these intimate moments with, share that with another person just in front of me. And so the night gets interesting. So then, okay, we get to this campfire thing, and I'm sitting there, and they're right across from me, and they both are flirting with each other in front of me. And what does flirting mean? It means, shoulder to shoulder, knee to knee, not paying attention to any other person in the entire circle, just right next to each other, with each other, like there's nothing wrong with any of these things. But in front of me, it just felt weird for me. I just felt some type of way. So maybe I can analyze why later, which I have not. I mean, I think it's evident. There's certain levels of a lack of self-love, feeling like only this one individual gives it to you, therefore you need to hold on to it. There's a whole bunch of a plethora of reasons. But I want to like pinpoint that happens, and then I'm clearly upset, so I leave. I dip out of this place. I'm like, I don't want to even see this, and I feel my heart is racing, and I'm feeling weird, and I just want to leave this place and get a breath of fresh air. So I get in my car. It's late at night. I'm driving this beautiful mountain. Great. Turn my phone off. She ends up finding out that I left. I didn't want her to know. I was like, Arden, just do what you got. Hey, do what you gotta do. I don't care. I don't want to be, I don't care. Just go do what you gotta do. I don't It's just, I want to just take care of my own mental health. She's like calling me. She's like, "Where'd you go? How could you just leave? I'm worried about you." Blah blah blah. I come back. She gets in my car. We talk. I tell her, I'm like, "Look, this is upsetting me. Like, this is clearly upsetting me. I don't enjoy seeing this. It's messing with me. I don't like this." She's like, "Okay, I totally understand." But she's like, "How could you leave?" She turns it on me. "How could you leave? You're such a bad friend for leaving." Blah 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 blah. I'm like this awful person because I left and took care of my mental health. Fine. I could have told her. I could have done a better job of communicating. That's fair. Then we set up the bed. I go to sleep. I'm in bed. There's like a glass like this, and then you can see the people on the other side. Literally, if I look up, I see them flirting again, like right across. And I'm over at this point. I'm like, "Are you?" So I text her. I'm like, "Hey, I'm upset. Like, I'm upset. This is annoying." So then she comes and we talk for a bit. Whatever. We leave the next day. The next day, we're in the car. The whole conversation is about, okay, I see she was just like, "I see what I did was wrong, but you shouldn't have left. You should have communicated better." It was about me messing up. And that whole time, responsibility, connecting that responsibility earlier, I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have felt jealous. I shouldn't have left. I could have communicated better. I can be a better person. I can always be a better person. There's never a place where I'm good enough. And I can always be better. And so, and that's fine. I mean, that's valid. So yeah, I could have been good enough. How I could have been better? I should have texted her. I should be like, "Hey, this is upsetting me to watch." I should have said that clear from the start. I don't need to sit with that. And she doesn't have to act on that. But I want to let her know. That's how I feel. Open communication. I feel upset watching this. Um, Also, I need to then go work on why I feel upset. You can't just tell people and be like, "That's just the state of my feeling." You gotta also, Mylon says this beautiful thing. Your emotions, like your thoughts impact your feelings, and your feelings impact your thoughts. It's like not one way. It's not. They're not separate beings. So it's not like these things occur and then you feel a certain way. No, your thoughts play a role into how you perceive a thing, and then that makes you feel a way. And then also based on how you feel, you think things because you like the feelings of like. So yeah. So the conversation just comes to me apologizing and being like, "I can be better." And she, I think, says sorry once. She's like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that." I realize now how that could have made you feel. Can we just pause for a second? Like, can we pause for seriously a second? Let me just say, pause, like time out for just 1 second. If you're somebody I care about, I'm not saying just a random woman that like I'm friends with and really like, but then I meet this other woman that like I'm like, whoa, there's actually possibility of something here. I'm saying somebody that I am sharing these intimate, vulnerable moments with that I would consider a best friend or whatever you use, whatever dumbass word, best friend. Okay, imagine like being so unaware of someone's emotions to be like, I can experience these things with you and know you feel this way about me and all this, and then flirt with other people in front of you after you have said that that bothers you, and do it while just ignoring you to a certain extent. Like, what I want to say is how that was handled, and then how when that was brought up multiple times after, how the fact that there was no genuine apology of, "Look, what I did was wrong." It was more just like, "Oh, do you understand where I'm coming from? I've been hurt by this and I've been hurt by that." And yeah, we've all been hurt. Like, we don't all get cookies all the time for that. Like, we all been hurt. My point is, like, what you did was wrong. Like, there's no, like, here's the thing. Let's talk about what wrong means. I think when we talk about this concept of wrongness, it's not like intrinsically what you did was wrong, and this connects to that love story concept of just everyone has a story of what love is. Everyone has a story of what they deserve. What does it look like to be treated right? Everyone has their own story, and there's like you think this like socially accepted norm, and then everyone based on their experiences and watching their family, they think that's what the socially accepted one is as well, and then they like find their place in relation to that. Like, it's not intrinsically what you did was wrong, but in my love story, in my understanding of what's socially acceptable, what you did was wrong to me. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you wrong in general. But to me, what you did was wrong. To me, you crossed the line where I think I deserve more respect and I deserve more honesty and just being treated better than how you treated me in that situation. Look, at the end of the day, if anyone doesn't value what you, Gautam, have to put into the world, what you have to put into a person, the kind of love and affection you can give someone, like they don't deserve your time, they don't deserve your energy, they don't deserve those things. If they're capable of making you feel the way you felt that day and not really even have to apologize or understand the impact that that can have, then like the point is not whether it was justified to feel that way. Yeah, am I maybe all that happened was this person I really felt intimate and connected to after a long time, like just you know shared this with another person in front of me, like whatever, like yeah, that clearly shows a lot of insecurities and things about myself. That's not the point. My point is those things have to be worked on and will be continue to be worked on. But my point is you still felt a certain type of way. Whether it's justified or not does not take away from the fact that you felt something. And when you feel that negatively and someone's able to just kind of brush it off like you did something wrong. I mean, I'm sorry. I can just say sorry. Like, I know what I did was wrong. That's it. Like, not really fully grasp how you felt after you wrote a poem, after you like really explained, after you cried. Like, after all of that, if someone's like, are you deserve so much better. Like, don't. Are you kidding me? Like, that's what I want to get across. Like, these last 2 weeks, I've been like a little like, just like, oh, like groveling for love, like groveling for affection. Like, Gautam, are you fucking kidding me? You deserve better and you are better than that. Like you don't fucking need nobody to like that's ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous. Like put some respect on your own name. Then only other people put respect on you. Like Birdman. Put some respect on my name. Like actually. Don't let anybody just come around and like mess with you like that. Like you mean more to yourself and you mean more to the people around you than that ever. You deserve better. And so I just really wanted to like pinpoint that story and how it was handled after to be like that is not acceptable in my life. I'm not saying that people cannot do better. My point is not if someone does it they need to be kicked out of your life or something. What I'm saying is that needs to be acknowledged and that needs to be apologized for. If they're not capable of doing that and not capable of understanding, then I think they can be cut. Nobody is as important as you are to yourself. Like I need to remember that my own mental health and mental well-being is important. So even after drawing that boundary, it hurt because I am connected and attached to this person in a way that I don't want to be, nor am I with other people. And so cutting that attachment hurts. But yesterday really helped me realize, like, man, I made the right decision. Like, that's not this. What happened is not okay in your books. And yeah, well, I'm glad I got to like vent this out. Um, I'm gonna send this video to Mylan. So Mylan, if you watch, I hope you got to this point. I love you for watching this far. Felt good to just get that all out. All right, love you.